You were blessed with extra money. How exciting! Maybe it was an unexpected bonus, a commission check, or a tax refund. However you got it, you want to be smart with it. I don't know about you, but extra money doesn't always just fall into my lap. So when it does, I plan to make the most of it. In this episode, I'm sharing 5 smart ways you can leverage extra money that comes your way. Use this extra money as an opportunity to help you level up your situation. Hey there, I'm Raya Reeves, and over a decade ago, I turned my life around through budgeting. I went from being an overspender deep in credit card debt to being the founder and full-time money coach of City Girl Savings. Now, I help women work towards their dream life and tap into their financial power one budget at a time. I fully believe you can live a life you love with a budget, and I'm living proof. The weekly City Girl Savings podcast focuses on the intersection of money and the City Girl lifestyle. Join me every week along with some special guests as I share my experiences, advice, and guidance on navigating life and money as an experience-loving millennial. Now, before we dive in, I want to share that even if you were blessed with an extra $100, you can leverage it wisely. While obviously the more you make, the more you can do with it, but it's not the amount that counts at the end of the day. Anything extra is truly a blessing, and I want to make sure that you have that grateful mindset, because if you can appreciate $100, you can appreciate $1,000. And if you can appreciate 1,000, you can appreciate 10,000. And I can go on, but I know you get my point. So are you the type of person who thinks that $100 wouldn't do much for your situation, even if it was extra? Or are you the type of person who thinks that, hey, I will take what I can get. I appreciate it, even if it is an extra $100. I ask because perspective in finances and in life is very important. Seeing the glass as half empty is going to lead you through life's experiences with the perspective that you will never have enough. On the other hand, if you see the glass as half full, this will help you appreciate everything, big or small, that happens in your life. And when you are struggling to get a handle on your finances, having a glass half full approach or perspective is so important. Practicing positivity will allow for more and more positive things to come your way that you'll actually notice and appreciate. And at the end of the day, an extra $100 may not seem like a lot. It's not the amount that counts, but it's what you do with it. So now that we are both on the same page about the importance of having a positive mindset, and we both agree that even an extra $100 can take you far, let's talk about 5 smart ways to leverage extra money that comes into your life. So I think the first smart way, and you probably already know this is going to be on my list, but the first smart way to leverage extra money is to pay off high interest debt. Okay, so any extra money you get, $100, $1,000, whatever it is, if it's extra, I want you to pay off your high interest debt or pay down your high interest debt if you can't pay it off in full. Knocking out debt that is costing you so much money and interest month over month will help you save in the long run. And like I said, it doesn't have to be that you pay off the credit card or the high interest debt, but even putting a big chunk towards the balance can help lower your monthly interest accruals, which will save you money in the long term. Now, I know that this may not be the ideal way to use your extra money, but it's probably one of the smartest ways to leverage extra money that comes into your life, and it will absolutely make an impact on your overall financial situation. So when deciding on maybe which debt to pay, I think you have two approaches you can take. And obviously, it all depends on how much extra you have to put towards your debt, but you can focus on maybe knocking out a low balance card. So let's say you get an extra $1,000 and you have a credit card with a $500 balance and you have another credit card with a $1,500 balance. You could put that 1,000 towards paying off the low balance card and then making a dent on the other card. So that way, moving forward, you only have one card to worry about. That's one approach. So knocking out low balance cards. I prefer this approach. This is the approach I took when I paid off my debt. And it's the approach that I help my clients with because those quick wins, even if they're low balances, just knocking those credit cards out makes such a difference in your morale and your confidence. So those quick wins make a big difference. But that's one option. Another option is to put the extra money towards your highest interest debt. So let's say you have a big credit card balance with a low interest rate, but then you have maybe a medium-sized credit card balance with an extremely high interest rate. If you want to focus on the card with the highest interest rate, that is an option. So this route, your extra money, it all depends on how much you have, but this can help you drive down that monthly interest that you're charged just because you're focusing on putting that extra money towards that card or that debt with the highest interest rate. So you may not be able to pay it off, right? But at least you could make a dent in the amount of interest that you're charged month over month. So those are kind of the two options. Just think about what works better for you. If you like quick wins or if you like knowing that you're making the biggest impact by saving the most in interest, choose accordingly. Another smart way to leverage extra money that comes your way is to start or add to your emergency fund. So at any given time, you should, at minimum, have at least $500 to $1,000 put aside for small emergencies. And if you don't have any debt, so let's say you've already paid off your credit card debt, your emergency fund should actually be closer to 3 to 6 months worth of expenses. If you don't have anything saved for emergencies, let this extra money that you have come into be the start of your new emergency fund. So use some or all of it, depending on how much extra you got, to fund a high yield savings account, and let this high yield savings account serve as your new emergency savings. Now, I've talked about high yield savings accounts before in this podcast. Definitely check out breaking down my savings accounts and strategies. I'll link to that episode in the show notes. I go in depth on that episode about what high yield savings accounts are, but essentially they are savings accounts that offer higher interest rates. And your emergency fund is the perfect reason to have your money in a high yield savings account because emergencies don't usually happen all the time and so quickly. So until an emergency happens, your money is sitting in this account, earning as much interest as it possibly can until you need to use it. So that's why I say add this extra money to a high yield savings account to help you fund your new emergency savings. That would be a very smart way to leverage extra money that comes your way. The next smart way you can use extra money to get ahead is to allocate that money towards your next big goal. This is a little bit more exciting, right? I love the idea of extra money coming my way and using it to help me achieve something that matters to me. But let's say you have a dream vacation coming up, or you want to move into a new apartment or a new home, or you are looking to start your fertility journey, right? Like whatever your goal is, instead of wishing for your next big goal, start saving for it with the help of this extra money that has come your way. So create a new account just for the goal, and that can be a high yield savings account. It can be a general investing account, but get the account opened, fund the account with this extra money, and now you're putting out into the universe that you are doing something about this goal. Like you are saying, okay, I'm putting money towards this goal. I am making it real, and let the work begin. Let the magic happen. Now, you can also use this extra money for things that maybe you've been putting off purchasing. So, let's say you do have a goal, or there's things that have been on your mind that you just don't want to use your normal budget money for. If you have been meaning to get new tires or get your oil changed, remodel your bathroom, repaint your space, get a new desk, now is the time. Using extra money to help you kind of get through these purchases that aren't budgeted for and could impact your budget is obviously a good idea when extra money comes your way. You will feel better about using that extra money for things than having it come out of your own bank account, your regular income, your regular monthly budget. So if extra money comes your way, put it towards a goal you want to start saving for, you want to start achieving, or use it for things that you have been putting off purchasing or have decided that you don't want to use your regular budgeted income for. Are you loving this episode so far? Well, the money and life level up conversations never end in the City Girl Savings community. Visit citygirlsavings.com for instant access to resources that help you budget, level up your money mindset, and so much more. And make sure you stay up to date with CGS by following us on Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, all at City Girl Savings. The next smart way you can leverage extra money is by using it to invest in your success. So, can you leverage this windfall to help you level up your life, your career, your finances, your health, your business, your relationships? If so, invest in a coach, invest in a program, invest in a trainer. Hiring a coach for your career, your finances, your life, your health, or any area that you really want to improve in can yield some amazing long-term results. If you have tried to improve certain areas of your life with no luck, investing in a coach or a trainer or a consultant can help you break through, get out of that rut, and start seeing the changes that you ultimately want. Keep in mind, though, that, working with a coach or a trainer is not the only way to invest in your success. Okay, so you can use this extra money to take classes to learn or develop a new skill set or a current skill set you want to improve on. You can sign up for a workshop. You can start a side hustle. You can join a group coaching program. You can join a membership site. You can join a networking group, right? My point is that you can use this extra money to invest in your success, whatever that looks like. So if you need some ideas, I want you to check out episode 71 so that you can learn some other ways to invest in your personal success. I'll be sure to link to it in the show notes. But all in all, regardless of how you go about investing in your success, extra money that comes your way, if you pour that back into you and your knowledge and your growth, you're going to see returns for that investment, right? So it's not just another bill or just a mindless expense that you're spending the money on. No, you are literally investing in your knowledge, in your growth, in your development. And putting money towards those things means that you are going to learn what you need to do to improve in those areas and see results that you haven't been able to achieve up until this point. So leveraging extra money to invest in your success is such a smart use for windfalls that come your way. The final smart way to leverage extra money that I want to share with you today is paying it forward. Okay, so hear me out. Do you have a friend or a family member who is just sinking? Are you in a position where they need this extra money that came to you more than you do? I am a firm believer of the thought process that you can't help others until you help yourself. However, if someone close to you drastically needs help and you have this extra money that can truly make a difference, you may just be able to turn their world around in a positive way. Now, while you can absolutely give this money to someone with the intention of it being a loan, just make that crystal clear. Get an idea of their expectations for paying it back so you are not constantly wondering. And if you do decide to give the money as a loan, you may want to do so with the assumption that you may not get the money back, or at least get it back anytime soon. Okay, maybe you will, and that would be great. But in case you don't, you won't have to feel so bad about it if you accept that outcome before you actually give the money away. But whether it's a loan or not, don't ever forget about the power of helping others. You usually get blessed in other ways when you help others. And as I mentioned, I do believe you can't help people until you help yourself. But if everything has kind of been maintaining and business as usual, and you've got a game plan going, and then this extra money just comes your way, if you know there's someone who could really benefit even from a portion of it, or if you could make someone's life a little bit better, I would definitely say that's a smart way to leverage extra money. No pressure. You don't have to do that, right? But I want you to know that that is an option, and that is something that you can use your money wisely with. Also, keep in mind too that this doesn't necessarily apply to someone who has constantly asked money of you, right? So if you're constantly giving your sister money and she's constantly making bad decisions, just because this extra money came into your life doesn't mean you have to help her. It sounds like she also is not helping herself, right? So you loaning even more money to her is not really helping her fix the issues. So I do want to make sure you keep that in mind too, because just because you have the ability to constantly loan money doesn't mean you're actually helping people. So just had to throw that out there so you understood. Now, at the end of the day, if you were lucky enough to come into some extra money, no matter how much it was, I hope that the ideas that I shared with you today help you think through the possibilities for leveraging that extra money to get ahead. It is definitely okay to treat yourself a little bit. I know I didn't include that as an idea in this episode, but if you want to take a portion of that extra money to treat yourself just a tiny bit, that's totally okay. But don't let your windfall go to waste. I promise you, your future self will thank you and will be very grateful. And you'll also show the universe that you can handle extra money and you can use extra money wisely. So maybe more will come your way. Either way, good luck. I am so glad, so happy that you got this windfall, and I hope you use it to your advantage. Thank you so much for letting me be the money coach in your ear today. I hope you enjoyed this episode of the City Girl Savings Podcast and you feel empowered and motivated to take the next step in the journey to your dream life. Remember, if someone like me, a millennial who loves to travel, new experiences, and iced coffees can live a life they love on a budget, you can too.